Right, hey guys, how are we doing? It's been a while, but we're reacting to a video from Film Theory. I like to check these out whenever they do the anime-related ones, though they've done some interesting ones in the past. And we've got Dragon Ball Z, Frieza's 5 minutes was not a mistake. So this will be interesting to see how this one goes. So, you know, the whole, like, the planet will explode in 5 minutes, and then it's like 15 episodes later or something, you know, like everything takes a long time. I wonder if he's going to make it so that, like, actually the way things work with time in Dragon Ball Z actually correlates to I don't know. Let's see how out there and ridiculous this one gets. Oh, this old joke.
But it'll take him 17 episodes
yeah,
to do it. Goku begins removing the light bulbs
okay,
from
that's
the
cool.
box. Next time on Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, that's very much out there.
Hello, Internet. Welcome to Film Theory, where we aspire to reach Frieza levels of dialogue.
What's the deal? Is your phone call over? Good thing they reached you before I disconnected your number.
Poetry.
Damn, I forgot about that.
It's been a long time since we last covered Dragon Ball. In fact, How to Do a Kamehameha Wave was one of the first uploads on this channel.
Yo.
This, of course, you include that one video where I talked about the power level of Ultra Instinct
Shaggy. I haven't checked that one out. That was kind of a ridiculous meme though, wasn't it?
People love Dragon Ball.
Yes, they do.
A major hand in popularizing anime in the West. It gave Cartoon Network some of the highest ratings they'd ever seen, and according to the NPD group, Dragon Ball Z is the #1 selling anime brand
of all time.
Damn. Sure, you may have gotten some
Whoop.
glances from your parents when they saw you watch Trunks.
Ah, look at the mini Funko Pop I got in the last day of my Funko Pop calendar.
1 hour.
But at its heart, it's really a show all about overcoming obstacles in the face of overwhelming adversity.
Yes,
and
it is.
Screaming at each other's faces for prolonged periods of time.
Very long time.
Amongst the Dragon Ball franchise's 600 plus episodes, 19 movies, and 1 Vegeta mustache, one battle in particular has gone down in infamy. Not as the most insanely powerful, ridiculously
longest
fight, nor as the most satisfying and well-written story arc, but as the longest drawn-out fight that's ever graced our TV screens. Dare I say
the runtime, it's the longest on-screen fight, isn't it? Yeah.
Yes, I am talking about the Frieza Saga. For those of you who are nodding your heads or able to read a title. Now, for those of you who aren't familiar with DBZ, the Frieza Saga refers to episodes 75 through 107 of the original Dragon Ball Z run. During this arc, the Z fighters go to the planet Namek in order to gather the Dragon Balls, which will allow them to summon a dragon able to grant one wish. Their goal is to revive all those who died at the hands of the Saiyans several sagas ago. Frieza, the main antagonist of the saga, overhears talk about the Namekian Dragon Balls and sets out to the planet to wish for immortality. The two groups eventually meet, and since this is Dragon Ball,
there's a
they
clash
for a very long time. To give you an idea, they're on Namek starting at episode 36, and the big bad of Frieza really doesn't do all that much until episode 75. 75!
Damn.
Here you thought my episodes were full of filler, but of all that
damn.
nothing is as infamous as this moment.
5 minutes. That's how long you have.
5 minutes is all that I need. Now, in most cases, this would make it seem like the planet should blow up in, I don't know,
5 minutes.
You know, on account of the fact that he just said that, but this is Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
So 5 minutes through the magic of anime is turned into, and I'm not exaggerating this at all, 2 hours, 38 minutes, and 55 seconds, give or take about a minute. That is from the end of episode 97 to the destruction of the planet in episode 106.
Oh my god.
So what all happens in that 2.5 hour span of time? Well, 1 hour and 18 minutes are spent showing Namek's destruction, the events on Earth, King Kai's home, Kami's lookout, subplots with Vegeta and Gohan that don't include Frieza, Bulma scenes, and lastly, reminiscing, because what better time is there to look back at
so that's what some of the time
35 minutes are spent talking, and this is specifically anyone talking to Frieza, so long as it's actively happening on the battlefield.
Yeah.
And finally, 42 minutes are actually spent throwing fisticuffs as well as concentrated
That's
balls
still
of
a long
energy.
time
Now,
though,
it would be
42 minutes of
natural to assume
actual,
that
like,
maybe
fighting.
these fighters perceive time differently, and so that's why a 5-minute estimate balloons out to nearly 3 hours. That the show has somehow slowed down the fight so that we can see it and comprehend it. That it's all cinematic timing. This, at least, seems seems to be the most popular theory as to what's actually going on here.
Animating staff animated the fight so that you could understand what's happening.
Looking into the comments of these sorts of videos, they also seem to agree. Except there's one problem. The 35 minutes spent talking to Frieza. Sound can only travel so fast, no matter what your power level is. So
That's interesting.
You can assume that literally everything else in that 3-hour block of time is happening concurrently, or happening at the speed of light. But the talking scenes prove that at minimum, the planet explodes no less than 35 minutes after Frieza's original 5-minute prediction. So then why? Why would Frieza say 5 minutes if Namek clearly survives much longer than that? That
Still
loyal
here.
is what I'm here to answer today. Personally, I believe that Frieza didn't make a miscalculation about the time at all. In fact, I think he knew it would last much longer the entire time.
Okay, this is really weird.
Your
What?
bodies can take it, because today we end the debate once and for all. I'm gonna start with the simple facts. If you do something a lot, no matter the task, you get a good feel for it.
Yes,
When
you
it
know
comes to
exactly how
blowing
it's-
up planets,
yeah.
Frieza is a pro. He knows what type of planet, how much power,
this
and
is really
how much
weird.
time
Whoa.
it'll take for the whole thing to go kaboom.
Didn't think he was going this way.
Planet Vegeta, which he eliminates without breaking a sweat. So
Yeah.
what was his issue with planet Namek? Why wasn't he able to destroy it as easily as other planets? Well, first, it was much denser than he expected. What do I mean by this? Well, have you ever noticed that Namek has a really long day cycle? Like, really, really long?
Huh.
Every single shot on Namek is in the daytime? Well, because Akira Toriyama hated drawing night scenes in the manga, he made Namek tidally locked. This means its rotational period matches its orbital period.
Oh.
And I guess just to make sure that there would be daylight super all the time, Namek is locked not just with one, not just with two, but with 3 suns.
Okay, this is
something that's
interesting.
actually
Okay,
confirmed
these film
in the
theory
manga.
videos really
Now,
just go
typically,
what?
planets are ejected from these sorts of tri-star systems because they're just too unstable to maintain. The gravity of 3 massive stars all acting on the same ball of dirt would normally pull a planet to shreds,
Oh, wow.
ripping it in multiple different directions. But somehow Namek is not only able to stay in orbit, but also stay intact. So how could that possibly be? Well, it means one of two things. Either Namek is ridiculously huge, or it's ridiculously dense. Now,
right.
there's not really a frame of reference for its size, but we do get one indication that the world isn't particularly big. In the manga, Frieza's henchman Dodoria says, quote, "Without our scanners, it's gonna be a real pain tracking down these last 2 Dragon Balls. Oh well, at least it's not too large of a
Planet, right.
Plus, we see as the planet's collapsing that Gohan is able to travel back and forth between the battlefield and the capsule
Quite
in a
quick.
relatively short amount
Yeah,
of
yeah,
time,
yeah, it doesn't
but
take him
without
very long,
seeing
does
the
it at all,
effects
yeah.
of Frieza's planet destroyer. As such, we can assume that the planet's strength is coming not from its size, but rather its density.
Right, okay,
extending
jeez.
the time it takes for the planet to blow up. And this surprises Frieza. He even makes a comment after he fires his attack at Namek's core, stating that
I held back too much power.
this line isn't to Goku, by the way. He's not even
Held
facing
back.
him. He says it
Interesting.
to himself because he knows immediately
Not enough
that it's
energy.
going to take longer than he initially thought. And when Goku calls him out on the next line, you see his attention audibly turn.
You couldn't do it. You couldn't go through with it after all, huh?
So what do you do if you're Frieza in this
Oh,
moment?
you bluff.
Miscalculated your attack, and you're on the ropes against a really difficult opponent. Well, one thing that we've seen throughout the various battles is that Frieza is pretty darn smart. He gets a lot dumber as the series goes on, but in this main arc, he's very strategic,
Yes.
serving as the polar opposite to Goku. Where Goku
He's an
fights
idiot.
on fair terms, Frieza fights dirty. Where Goku
Yeah.
improvises, Frieza strategizes. Interestingly enough, despite all the boasting and confidence, Frieza is never one to assume things will just work out. Take the destruction of planet Vegeta to prevent an uprising in the
Make
loss
sure
of his
no
throne.
one coming for me.
He destroys an
Yeah.
entire planet purely based off the legend of the
Super Saiyan,
In
yeah.
addition to militaristic self-preservation and running an empire 448 planets deep, Frieza is constantly using psychological warfare against his opponents. He seems to be a follower of Sun Tzu's teachings,
art
because you
of
can
war.
actually trace most of his tactics back to the art of war.
Right.
Here's an example from the book. Rouse him and learn the principle of his activity or inactivity. Force him to reveal himself so as to find out his vulnerable spots. For all the memes about it not
Oh, so do you
being
reckon
his
he's saying,
final
like, right, he's like,
form, Frieza
make
hides
Goku think he only has
nature
5
because
minutes.
of this Sun Tzu quote. A true fighter doesn't reveal his true abilities until he's fully sussed out his opponents. Actually, he does it quite a bit. One of
Among Us.
Frieza's signature characteristics is that he often doesn't move a limb during a fight. While it could just be a result of how sure of himself he is, it also happens to be one of the other strategies.
Watching to see how he fights before striking.
Be extremely subtle, even to the point of formlessness. Be extremely mysterious, even to the point of soundlessness. Thereby, you can be the director of the opponent's fate. By not allowing his movements to be predictable, he is a total wild card on the battlefield.
Yeah.
You can't dodge or block what you can't see coming. And when your opponent isn't even moving, there's no way to prepare for a
Are we still fighting?
All of this plays into Frieza's psychological warfare. Throughout the series, we see instance after instance of Frieza belittling his opponents. When fighting Nail, Frieza praises his power level of 42,000, only to cut it down by revealing his own to be 530,000. Building his confidence only to break it down
straight away, yeah.
Crushing the genuine effort Nail had in powering up,
Make him think he had a chance.
Struggle all for naught. And again, these are all lessons from the art of war. Quote, supreme excellence consists of breaking the enemy's resistance without fighting. If your opponent is temperamental, seek to irritate him. Pretend to be weak that he may grow arrogant. If he's taking his ease, give him no rest. A great example of this is when Gohan, Vegeta, and Dende are forced to watch helplessly as Frieza literally plays with Krillin impaled on his
Yeah.
That's it, Buckaroo.
By treating this powerful
So
fighter
weird.
like a mere plaything, Frieza makes his raw power and inhumanity seem that much more unconquerable, striking fear into everyone watching, including Vegeta himself. They're demoralized. They've lost the battle before it's
They're
really
like, wait,
begun
what? Did you
because
just do
they're
that?
so
Oh my
afraid of
god.
their opponent. Fast forward a bit and we can see the same kind of twisted demoralization tactics used during his fight with Piccolo. He intentionally humiliates and tortures Piccolo for the fun of it, but also to send a warning to everyone else watching from below.
That feeling of helplessness I was hoping to inspire must be settling in nicely.
Even in Piccolo's final moments, he lets the Namekian resurface just so he can finish the job in front of Gohan. Because Frieza has super hearing, he knows that Piccolo means a lot to the boy, so he forces Gohan to watch his death, devastating Gohan's morale. During his fight with Goku, he's constantly bringing up how he's killed so many people. The Namekians, his friends, specifically Krillin, all in an effort to distract and anger Goku, but it doesn't work. The two start fighting in episode 87, but 10 episodes later, Frieza's established that he can't win by conventional means, so his most drastic offensive strategy is to blow up the entire planet, knowing that Goku will die and he'll be okay in the vacuum of space. So when the planet doesn't completely blow up like anticipated, he has to come up with a plan to lie. Following another of Sun Tzu's quotes, all warfare is based on deception. In the midst of chaos, there is also opportunity. By the time Frieza uses Destroy the Planet, he's figured the only thing he has to do is force Goku to rush, to screw up.
Yeah, alright, so he's
and
making him
look for
feel
an
like he
opening to
has to
deliver
speed up the
final blow.
fight,
By
right?
setting the 5-minute timer,
Yeah.
Frieza intends to plant fear and doubt into Goku's head. There's no time to think. You ever play chess using a timer? It's the same thing.
Oh
It
god,
forces
I'd hate
you to
that
move
stress.
faster and constantly be thinking about the clock ticking down in the background. By
Excuse me.
Frieza clearly letting his opponent know that Goku will die in the explosion while Frieza survives, whether it's true or not, it sets the stakes super high for Goku. He has to finish the job now to avenge his friends, but the clock is ticking. Just like Sun Tzu said, it created chaos, and there is opportunity in chaos. The fact of the matter is that Frieza, without a doubt, used the whole 5-minute bit as a means of psychological warfare to ensure Goku's defeat. The only problem was that he not only underestimated the energy needed to destroy the planet, he also underestimated Goku himself. But hey, that's just a theory. A film theory.
That's an interesting theory, though.
And Goku begins turning the light bulb next time on Dragon.
Well, that was an interesting theory. I didn't think it was going that way. I thought he was going to show how, like, the timing on everything actually works, but then he did the whole, like, but they talk in real time for, like, so many, like, what was it, 30-something minutes? Meaning that it is at least that long of a fight. And that Frieza, and then all the things that Frieza's, like, fighting style's based off, using examples from that book. Yeah, it's a good one. It's a good theory. I mean, I don't know. I think it's just how anime is, anime and manga is written and drawn out. But that definitely is an interesting one. It does fit with Frieza's character. I like how they threw in a Seth the Programmer quote there, but not like it was a guess, not actually Seth himself. But then they used Seth. Interesting way of doing that. But anyway, thank you guys very much for watching. What do you guys think of that? What do you guys think of this? Click like, subscribe if you haven't already. Leave comments down below. Let me know what I should watch and discuss in future videos. And I hope you all had a really good Christmas. I don't upload on Christmas, so that's why there was no video yesterday. Hopefully the videos will continue as normal, and up to the new year. And then I have a bit of a announcement, update to put out, which I'll put out on the 1st of January. Click like, subscribe if you haven't already, leave comments down below, let me know what you guys for future videos, and I'll see you guys next time.